Hi everyone, welcome back to the video lectures of electrical distribution system. In the previous session, we have discussed the different load demands and their characteristics and how the demand characteristics are varying with respect to the different conditions. Now, let's see the simple relation between load factor and loss factor and how these two are considering with respect to some load demanding and load modeling calculation. So usually these two cannot be, loss factor cannot be calculated or determined from the load factor. But with the examples, we can consider some basic definitions here. Since we have seen the definition or expression for the load factor as the ratio of average load to the peak load, whereas loss factor is the ratio between average power loss to the power loss at peak load. So these two factors we need to observe from the load factor only. So let us see, let us assume one primary feeder as shown in figure, which is connected to the variable load. So here it is connected to a variable load P1, and let's see how this load curve can be observed. So it is given that x-axis the time duration and y-axis represents the load, and from 0 to t, the small time period, it is having a peak load, and the time period from t to capital T is half peak load. So, but you can see during these two terminals, we are having some load points. That means it is the time between 0 to t as well as from small t to capital T, there is some load. But we can say, we can differentiate these two as half peak load and peak load. And if you are getting half peak load at this point of half peak load P1, we are having average power loss. Okay, so this is called, sorry, off peak loss. This is the point. At off peak load, we are having off peak loss, and similarly at peak load, we are having peak loss. This one. So here off peak loss at P1, we are considering as a PLS1, that is peak loss at off peak load, and peak loss at peak load. This is PLS at peak load P2. So for these two considerations, like for P1 and P2, which is peak load and off peak load, you'll be able to get this is the average peak load or average load, and this is between peak loss and off peak loss. We consider this as an average loss. So let us see this graphical representation into a mathematical expression as shown here. So load factor can be considered as average to the maximum values. P average to the maximum was P2, which is the peak load, and P average we can calculate from the graph as P2 into T plus P1 into the time delay between the capital T minus T with respect to total time period T. So by substituting these two, we will be able to get the load factor as P2 into T plus P1 into of T minus T divided by P2 into T. So from this, the load factor can be separated with the terms of time and load factors. So from this, we'll be able to find out the loss factor as this one. As per the definition of loss factor, PLS average to the PLS maximum, which is PLS average here, and this is PLS2. So by substituting these terminologies, PLS average, PLS maximum, and PLS peak loss at peak load, it is considered as this one. And by substituting load factor in this loss factor in this expression load factor, the load factor can be obtained like this. So by simplifying this, off-peak load and peak loads can be expressed as PLS1 as equal to K times P1 square, where K is a constant, and PLS2 similarly K times P square, P2 square. By substituting these two values, PLS1 and PLS2, finally we will be able to get this expression, FLS, a loss factor as 1 T by T times T by T plus P1 by P2 whole square into T minus T of divided by capital T, total time duration. So if you are considering three different case conditions, that means when there is a off peak load is 0, and when there is very short lasting peak is available and the load is steady. So with respect to these three conditions, we'll be able to get one straight condition first, where we are observing this off peak load is 0. So load factor and loss factor is equal to T by T. So that means the load factor is equal to the loss factor, and they are equal to T by T, which is some constant value. Now, if the it is a very short lasting peak, that means T tends to 0. In that condition, this total value tends to 1.0. That means loss factor tends to square of the load factor. It indicates the value of loss factor approaches the value of the load factor square. The third case we are assuming is the load is steady condition. So that means T is directly tends to capital T. So here from this expression, well, loss factor is directly tends to load factor only. So these three factors we need to assume, and we can develop one simple relation between these two as the value of loss factor is less than, that is square of the load factor is less than loss factor, which is less than load factor. So by observing the loss factor cannot be determined directly, as I mentioned earlier, from the load factor. The reason is that the loss factor is determined from the losses as a function of time, which in turn are proportional to the time function of the square of the load. So that is the reason we cannot directly determine the loss factor relation from the load factor. And finally, we will be able to see the relation between these two have been observed by some mathematical calculations as loss factor as a 0.3 times of load factor plus 0.7 times of square of the load factor. So that is 30% here considering, and 70% is considering here. So altogether, the loss factor is expressed as in per unit values. So this expression is closed result, and also some of the experiments also done as a reference, as load factor, loss factor is equal to 0.16 times for load factor plus 0.84 square of the load factor. So these expressions are obtained from some mathematical calculations by experimental methods by researchers. So this loss factor curves as a function of load factor, we can observe here. The load factor is the x-axis, which comes here. Loss factor as the load factor square, and the loss factor as the load factor. And the third condition is it is equal to 0.7 times of square of the load and 0.3 times of the loads. So these are the three curves we are able to see. The first curve is as it is directly equal, it is a linear curve between these two. And the second curve, which is directly a hyperbola, which is this loss factor is a function of, it is equal to the square of the load factor. It is a square of the load factor. And this is third case, this is 0.7 times of load square plus 0.3 times of the load factor. So these three cases, it is observing that all the three cases are under the values, and depending on the requirement of the system, these two concentrations have to be assumed, and the relation may be observed with respect to the conditions of the loops. So I like to stop this session here now. We'll continue the next session. So thank you for watching this video.